Okay, so as I said, this is an exploration writing game. And so in the game, it looks like this. You have your little guy this is the explorer. And the explorer can go back and forth and kind of find different things in the level. Now, the final game will have multiple levels to explore, 3 for sure. But I'm going to show you just one level, and this is the level people have been seeing. If you've had a chance to play the game, let me know in the chat. But what I'd like to do as a neat thing today is I want to do a little bit of collaborative writing. So if you guys will humor me, I'd love your help in writing the story. Now, CreepyPies, you've written a story in Elegy, so that's pretty awesome. But I would like you guys to help me write. So I'm going to go ahead here. And the way we set it up right now is it gives you a little bit of information about the space without giving you too much. And the whole idea is to start to trigger some thought. So I'm going to put both my headphones on so I can really kind of get into the zone. So 50,000 years ago, long before something, this land was home to a great people. Long before something. Okay. 50,000 years ago, long before the inhabitants of, no, long before humans roamed the earth, this land was home to a great people. Clearly, I mean, if I look at this land, they built some magnificent structures, so these people must have been really great people. You know, I see floating structures, I see things that would have taken quite a lot of technology and knowledge and learning. So yeah, probably existed before humans. Let's keep going here. Now, I should mention this game is not done, so what you're seeing is an alpha build. All right, ET. I didn't take suggestions. Okay, next one. Next one I want you guys to write. So I'm gonna write every other one, and I want you guys to help fill in the story. They covered their planet with something and created something. They covered their planet with... Well, I see all sorts of spires and towers and things. What do you guys see? Welcome back, Claude Lupus. So, yeah. What do you guys see? They covered their planet with shells. Okay, I will take my time here. You're right. The Twitch delay is kind of important. I will slow down and make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm looking at. This game is an exploration experimental writing game. So they cover their planet with great cities made of shells. That's what I'm going to go with. Great cities made of shells. And created something. What did they create? What do you think? So they cover their planet with great cities that they made out of shells. Okay, sure. And created tribal masks. They're gods. Oh, they cover... The bones of factories and temples and created a terrible force. Oh, I like that one. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of great cities made of shells. Planet with great cities made of factories and temples and factories and temples and created a terrible force. Let's see, what other themes can I take from yours? A terrible force, a prosperous empire, a giant turtle soups, experimental tribal masks, their gods. They covered their planet with great cities made of factories and temples. Factories made of... Oh, okay, check this out. Made of factories producing a terrible force. And created temples where they wore tribal masks while worshipping their gods. Okay, let's go with that. Yeah, well, this is the multiplayer. All right, let's move on. Enter. Okay, so what else do we see? So the whole idea is to look at the landscape and be inspired by some of the things that we see. So if I look, I mean, I see the sun, I see spires, I see these bubble things. I wonder what the bubble things are that are rising from the earth. Other worlds something, and visitors something. All right. What do you folks think? What are you seeing? What do you see in this madness, in this deserted, supposedly dead planet? I don't see any signs of life, people or creatures anyway. Not the primary inhabitants, but there seem to be a lot of artifacts left behind. Giant T-bone steaks, indeed. Other worlds are long dead. Many long gone and lost to us. Visitors from Earth might wonder, did they worship T-bone steaks? All signs of other visitors are faint. So this place has been lost for a very long time. Okay, I like that. I like that. Okay, so nobody has visited in a long time. They built a lot of stuff. They worshipped gods with masks while wearing masks. Let's go on. See what else we find. Well, Elixbirth, I will happily give you an early copy of the game to check out If you, since you, if in exchange for, how about this? You have a creative writing degree. Would you like to write some of the prompts, some of these words that are intended to help the writer trigger thought? Would you like to write an alternative set of prompts for the game? Just a thought. Maybe that's something we can talk about if you'd like, you know, for to be in the credits for the game. We should talk. I know you. I'm pretty sure you have Ichiro and my email address, so drop us a line. Okay, for millennia, there something was unmatched. Well, the obvious thing here seems to be their prowess, their power, their I don't know. Well, you guys, help me. What do you think? For millennia, their knowledge. Okay, it's a good start. Their knowledge for millennia. Their knowledge and skills and technological might. I like that. So if I were to think about a civilization or an entire planet of people with unmatched technological might, I might imagine that they would also go take over other planets, steal more technology, or learn about from other planets. So do we make them a violent group that went out and took over other planets, or do we make them a benevolent group that somehow went and collaborated and expanded that way? What do you guys think? Thanks, Elixpert. Yep, I got that. Also, if you notice any other typos or spelling mistakes, let me know. There isn't any kind of spell checker or anything. They expanded their knowledge. I'm gonna make them benevolent somehow. Not through war, nor through trickery. They found that by sharing what they knew with other species, with other intelligent planets, they could help the sustainability of all planets. But yet, they died. Were they wrong? I like that. So Elixpert, I now left it open to go bad in some way. Let's see what we can come up with. We got that one. Let's move on. So we're exploring different movement mechanics and different ways to encourage the player to write. So if you notice something, that's a good idea, ET, to be able to quickly look at what you've last written. That's a good suggestion. I like that. I'll make a note of that one. what are these things I'm encountering? I guess these are close-ups of some of the large structures. I'm gonna try to pick up the pace a little bit because I want you guys to be able to see a full sequence of 14 writings. Oh, that's a really great idea, Lexpert. I like that. I like that. To build on ET's idea. Towering buildings. I'm gonna write this one. You guys can help with the next one. Might imply a complex of some sort. Were they over... you see where I'm going? Overcompensating? Or simply... or was there a greater objective? Alright, I can combine that one. These towers seem to remain sacro to their empire. Okay, number 15. Or number 5 rather. Ichiro's actually been working on some new music for the game, so I almost showed you guys the latest version, and then I decided that nope, I don't want to give too much away too early, so I decided to show you this. This is actually an older version, but it's still kind of complete in some sense, in that it's a kind of a complete experience. What is this glowy thing? Almost looks like an antenna or something. The heart of their... Oh, interesting. Yeah, Chihiro's pretty talented. He does enjoy making music, so he's been making and selecting music for the level, for the game rather. I feel like I'm looking at my own face in the bottom left, and I see there's a glow on my face. It's from the sun. Let me pull these blinds so I don't look like I'm in Elegy. There we go. Makes it a little bit better, hopefully. Alright. The heart of their cities, their culture. Okay, let's go with culture. Maybe civilization? Culture. Seems like a reasonable one. Does anyone have any other suggestions? Heart of their power was the ring of celestial concentration, a mighty artifact built when their eyes... Ooh, that's kind of cool. Ooh. Their creation was... Alright, I'm gonna go with Creepypie's one this time, just to mix it up. The heart of their... We'll mix these up. The heart of their power was a core of endless energy derived from the steel concentrator. The concentrator appeared to channel energy from the stars and provide an infinitely full source. The concentrator appeared to channel energy from the stars and provide infinite power source. But was it also the source of their demise? I like that. I'm proud of it myself, if I do say so. Notice the floating rings around my head. They sort of grow as I write more. Children sang of this. Elders lectured. So I just implied that there was some magical energy source or machine that they created that could channel all this energy that both helped them but possibly also destroyed them. The children sang of this. Elders lectured. Truly, they felt that their civilization could go on forever. After all, what else did one need if one could channel the power of the stars? You know, I'm actually a really crappy writer. I find that this game somehow triggers my imagination and really makes me think and write stuff that amuses me. I don't know if it's any good, but you know, I'm doing a lot better with help from you guys. Alright, let's see what you guys have. Truly their empire grew mighty from harnessing this artifact. They were unaware of the true nature. Oh, I like that. Alright, let me see if I can do a copy paste. Truly. I don't know if this will work, but let's find out. Oh, it works. So, to take a step back and tell you a little bit about how the art was inspired. The art for these games, for these levels, was actually inspired by the writings of Shelley, Keats, and Byron. So, for those of you familiar with English Romance era poetry, those were all pieces about the end of days or the end of civilizations. And I think this one in particular, I believe, was inspired by Ozymandias. You know, who thought that, having not read these, but having heard about these from the designers, from Ichiro and Zaiba, I think the idea was Ozymandias thought that his image or his creations or the things that he had done on Earth would last forever, but in the end, all that was left was dust or something to that effect. So maybe you'll expert, maybe you know more about it. So let's see. Children sang of this elders lecture. Truly their empire grew mighty from harnessing this artifact. They were unaware of the true nature of this artifact. They were unaware of its true nature. True nature. But told the tale for Aha! But ET, what if there was a French version of the game where all the prompts were in French and you could write in French? So, I mean, to me, this game feels like a game where if at least if we could actually have prompts written in every language imaginable, anybody could play this, because it's really about imagining. It's really not about language as a restriction. You know, the whole idea is that you can really interpret this in any language you want. Oh, wait, what just happened? Ozymandias, by the way, where is the mention of Ozymandias? Sorry, I'm trying to follow the chat and write. Oh, I'm quite familiar with Ozymandias. Probably more so than I am. Cool. I don't know Camus, but well, I think that's the whole idea, is that few people, you know, not everybody's going to know the background. I mean, I certainly didn't. I'm not, you know, someone who knew a lot about creative writing, but you know, I mean, I'm an okay writer, but. So here we've sort of entered one of these spaces. We've gone into like sort of a room or a structure, and what very obviously looks like a telescope. So clearly they were doing some observation about the stars, I think. Let's see what this says. In dark corners and some rooms, however, some dared to question the artifact. Was it good for their society, or would it be their undoing? Okay, I'm gonna go with that. Let's go back. Like I said, I really want you guys to kind of see the end of it and how the levels kind of terminate. But we'll. To the next spot. So for anybody who's wondering what they're watching, this is Elegy for a Dead World, the next game from Dejaban, most likely. It's one that we are pretty far along with, and it's an experimental writing game where you write in these civilizations that you're exploring. Oh yeah, if you're curious, you can check out there isn't a ton of information there. We'll add more over time. But life dies without it. But like any heart that gives life, life dies without it. And after thousands of years, so something happened to the heart of their civilization. Sort of lost on this one. Anyone have any ideas? E.T., Elixpert, Creepy Pies? I like that. I like that. Oops. Uh-oh, I screwed that up. Yeah, let's go. Let's go with that. I like to mash these up. So let me see what I can do here. Life is without it, and after thousands of years, the artifact faltered. Let's do that. Yeah, how's that? Okay, we're getting there. Let's keep going here. I think that could be kind of a neat thing I'll explore. That would actually be quite doable. I often wondered about like a Twitch plays Elegy and how that might work with like voting and stuff, but I think it would be kind of a mess. Might end up with a lot of just like garbage stuff, who knows. Okay. There was a fall. People something, cities something, the world something. This seems to imply that there were people, but we don't actually know that. So I'm actually going to get rid of that. We can write whatever we want. There was a fall. I'm going to call it, say, life something. Cities something. Cities. Much dark. Cold. NDA you on the build? We don't NDA people, don't worry about that. Absolutely not. I'm not sure what you mean by NDA you on the build, but yeah, no, I think in general we're open to your ideas. I was thinking about that, Cloud Lupus, but I didn't want to say it. Life reverted to the basest. How ironic that you mentioned basest of instincts right after the mention of everything turning to penises. Cities withered and crumble. Cities. Littered by mere fragments of I like that. I'm just reading Clyde Lupus's comment. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we'd embargo you at all. I mean, I think for now we're not giving the game to press, but we've actually been giving it to other developers, and so let's talk about what you'd like to do. You know, in terms of Twitch Rights Elegy, I think we might be open to doing that. Expert, I think that might be cool. Why not? Oh, scars. Tell you what, I'll show you at the end how we can go back and change bits and pieces of the story. So let's hold that thought. I recognize that I'm losing a lot of people in the chat, but for those of you who are enjoying this, stick around. Let's get through this story. We're almost there. But nature does not. Let's try and speed it up a little bit. But nature does not wait for anyone or any creature. And time cannot be stopped. Not even by the power of the stars. I'm gonna just run with that. Go to the next one. Help me out with the next one, guys. So I'm curious, are you guys actually looking at the imagery to help trigger like the writing, or are you just kind of going with wherever the story takes you? It's fine either way. I'm just kind of curious. Oh, look at that! What is that? Is that a shield? Is that a bit part of a space, like a flying saucer or something? What the heck is going on here? Huh. There's really nothing to write here. I guess it's just a space that you can explore. There's like cave paintings or something. As you can see, there's sort of like the T-bone stakes, as they were called, and then pictures of creatures on the wall. Very interesting. Yep. So the more you write, the more your poet kind of reputation sort of grows and so on. That's sort of kind of a meta story thing. Okay. Descendants. 1,000 years ago, 1,000 years echo. Descendants. Huh. Descendants of. The first. Rebuilt. But an echo can still be heard from the ancestors. The stars. The stars. They give life. Also have power to take it. Maybe that shouldn't be in quotes. Maybe that should be like somehow in italics or something. But I don't have the ability to italics. Oh, that's neat, but an echo can only go silent. Alright, screw my idea. Alright. More stuff to explore. More cave paintings. More T-bone sticks. We're almost there. Just 3 more writing sequences. I feel like I should hum along with the drone. Here you go. Those look like circuit diagrams of sorts. That's kind of crazy. They could have learned. A lot was at stake. Nicely done. Follow the lessons they could have learned. Something. Lessons they could have learned. as you can tell, I'm sort of speeding up here just to get to that final sequence, and I will leave it up to you guys to write the final sequence. I think we're at it. So the last one. Oh wow, it looks like a graveyard of T-bone steaks. Very interesting. Thoughts? Anyone? I leave this one to you. What do you guys think? In the end, their legacy was... Did they leave a legacy at all? Rib steakians. Rest in beef steakians. What do you think? This last one, and then we get to see what happens when you finish. Oh, I like that. Very poetic. Okay, done. And with that, we reach the end. Read your story. Okay. $50,000 years ago. So this is what the story. So this is what it does. It gives you kind of snapshots of the artifacts you were looking at as you wrote them. And this is sort of, you know, what we're currently doing. We're probably going to play with this some more. This is sort of what we're calling the reading view. Now, I could imagine that you get to write a story and then you get to share the reading view with other people. I think at this point I can edit stuff. Oh, maybe not. There's another view where you actually get to edit. Let's go back. Let's read through. 50,000 years ago, long before the humans roamed the earth, this land was home to a great people. They covered their planet with great cities, made of factories producing a terrible force, and created temples where they, wore tribal masks while worshipping their gods. Other worlds are long dead, many long gone and lost to us, and visitors from Earth might wonder, did they worship T-bone steaks? All signs of other visitors are faint, so this place has been lost for a very long time. For millennia, their technological might was unmatched. They expanded their knowledge not through war, nor through trickery. They found that by sharing what they knew with other intelligent planets, they could help the sustainability of all planets. But yet, they died. Were they wrong? Towering buildings might imply a complex of some sort. Were they overcompensating, or was there a greater objective? These towers seem to remain as sarcophagi to their empire. The heart of their power was was a core of endless energy, derived from the celestial concentrator. The concentrator appeared to channel energy from the stars and provide an infinite power source. Man, so many typos. Gotta make that easier to fix. But was it also the source of their demise? Children sang of this, elders lectured. Truly their empire grew mighty from harnessing this artifact. They were unaware of its true nature, but they told the tale of their amazing creation for thousands of years. In dark corners and private rooms, however, some dared to question the artifact. Was it good for their society, or would it be their undoing? But like any heart that gives life, life dies without it. And after thousands of years, the artifact faltered and went dark for an eon. Their endless energy source had an end after all. With no warmth, there is no life. Without energy, there is nothing. What do you guys think so far? There was a fall. Life reverted to the basest instincts. Oops. There was a fall. Thanks, Elexpert. Life reverted to the basest instincts. Cities withered and crumbled. The world was littered by mere fragments of the original civilization. But nature does not wait for anyone or any creature, and time cannot be stopped, not even by the power of the stars. 1,000-year echo, descendants of the first civilization rebuilt. But an echo can only go silent. Of all the lessons they could have learned, they missed the most important one. With great power comes great danger. Thanks, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. In the end, their legacy was a dead world. So this is sort of the basic idea.